We live in an amazing time of technological advancements, a period when the previously unimaginable no longer exists only as figments of our imagination. We're sure you'll be amazed by these 10 mind-blowing technological breakthroughs that already exist in some form and are being developed from their infancy to exist soon.
Amazing!
Number 10. The sunscreen pill. According to the Skin Cancer Foundation, today there are more new cases of skin cancer annually than breast, prostate, lung, and colon cancers combined. 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer of some sort in their lifetime. To combat this, current research surrounding ferns and corals may allow us to avoid applying and reapplying that SPF 30. Potentially, protection from the sun could be as easy as swallowing a pill. Various supplements already claim to do this, but the FDA doesn't regulate them, as they're apparently not particularly effective. By reverse engineering the way coral reefs shield themselves from the sun, scientists are very optimistic about the possibility of protecting the skin as well as the eyes from UV rays via a simple pill, much to the dismay of sunscreen producers everywhere. Number 9. The rise of electronic paper. Also known as e-paper, this screen technology displays and reflects light like paper, making it more comfortable to read and can be read in direct sunlight without the image appearing to fade. Right now, e-paper is pretty much only used in e-readers like the Kindle, but it's something researchers everywhere are eager to expand upon. Full-color video integration is the obvious next step, and as tablet prices fall, it's likely newspapers will soon be fully eradicated from their current form. The good news, less deforestation and more user control over your sources. Oh, and if you're not too bothered with electronic screens, then consider this. LCD monitors may be antiqued within the next 10 years. The way forward is OLED surfaces with touchscreen capabilities. What's cool is the entire industry is shifting to paper-thin surfaces. Instead of TVs, OLED panels, roughly the thickness of a sheet of vellum, may be elegantly integrated into various types of walls or picture frames so that they can fuse into the natural decor of your home. Number 8. The world's first zero-carbon, sustainable city. Does Masdar City ring a bell? It's the world's first green city being developed right now. It will be initially completed just outside of Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. The city will derive power solely from solar and other renewable resources and will offer homes to more than 50,000 people. It was first conceived a decade ago and was intended to revolutionize thinking about cities and the environment by diversifying the economy from fossil fuels. It was estimated to be completed this year, but the challenge has been so complex that the final completion dates have been pushed back by around 10 years. One of the most amazing things about this city is the way in which its architecture is designed to keep the city cool. A 45-meter high wind tower, modelled on traditional Arab designs, sucks air from above and pushes a cooling breeze through Masdar's streets. Furthermore, the site is raised above the surrounding land to create a slight cooling effect, and buildings are clustered close together to create streets and walkways shielded from the sun. Number 7. Telescopes able to witness events 13.5 billion years old. NASA is building the biggest telescope the world has ever seen, and it will give scientists the opportunity to see cosmic events that occurred 13.5 billion years ago, just 220 million years following the Big Bang. Named the James Webb Space Telescope, it will be 100 times more powerful than the Hubble Space Telescope and is tipped to be fully operational within the next 3 years. Number 6. Portable laser pens that can seal wounds. Imagine if you're hiking 50 miles from the nearest human and you slip, bursting your knee wide open, gushing blood. Today you might stand a chance of some serious blood loss, but in less than a decade you might be carrying a portable laser pen capable of sealing you back up, Wolverine style. Number 5. Crash-proof and driverless electric cars. This is a car from the late 19th century. This is a car from the mid-20th century. Is this a car of the mid-21st century? It may look a bit like a kid's toy, but believe it or not, cars like this are not just a dream concept. For example, Volvo is one company pioneering crash-proof cars and is leading a race to create a matrix of systems that use radar, sonar, and other technology to prevent and mitigate crashes. In the event of a crash, when most drivers freeze, the car would steer and brake on its own. Considering automobile crashes kill over 30,000 people in the US per year, this is definitely a welcome technology. To top that off, driverless cars exist today, and you may be using them in the near future. Google has already been developing and testing its driverless car ideas for years, and by March of 2016, their fleet had already racked up over 2 million kilometers in test distance. So far, legislation has been passed in only 4 states and Washington DC to allow driverless cars, but if more states follow, then Google's technology, which is planned to become available to the public by 2020, will start paving a new era of transportation. Coupled with ever advancing battery technology, driving in the future will also be sustainable, running purely off electricity. Just look at the Tesla Model X and you've got a glimpse of the future. Number 4. Hypersonic trains. Another revolutionizing transportation alternative, also being developed by Tesla, is the Hyperloop, thought to be achievable as early as 2040. Encapsulated in a vacuum tube for most of the journey, the magnetically levitated train would therefore be immune to air resistance and weather conditions. It is estimated to be able to go twice as fast as an airplane and 4 times as fast as a bullet train. Therefore, it might become a serious alternative to air travel in the future, revolutionizing national and international transportation. Chinese researchers are also testing a concept train named Super Maglev, which might even run off solar energy. Number 3. Insect-sized robot spies. Mini drones flying about and spying on us has seemed impossible for years, but a project to actually create them has been underway for many years. We mentioned this among other incredible drone technologies of the future in our video about drones, which you can watch here. To sum up, DARPA are currently funding work to bring Mission Impossible sized tech to the espionage playground. It's an incredibly mind-blowing possibility which will serve as an invaluable tool on the battlefield. That is, unless you hate being spied on. Number 2. Holographic technology. Imagine going to a gig featuring Michael Jackson. Alright, he's not exactly alive to be performing, but who said we even needed him? Future technology in its infancy today might allow us to simply bring him back to life as a hologram to perform. Using an illusion created by a mirror and light system known as Pepper's Ghost technique, the idea of interacting with holograms on a daily basis like in the movies is not so much of a dream technology. At the moment, Microsoft's HoloLens comes incredibly close to this dream, and you can view it in this video here. This does require glasses though, so the next step is already on the way, as some companies are developing tiny projectors able to show holograms that don't require glasses to be seen. Imagine having this sort of tech beam holograms from our smartphones, tablets, and watches in the future. Number 1. Brain control technology. This is literally mind-blowing, and some signs of this technology do exist today, but it's so incredible that we had to include it. The human brain remains biology's great, unconquered wilderness, and while the idea of utilising the raw power of the human mind with electronic stimulus and responsiveness has long existed in both science fiction and, to some degree, in reality, it's likely that we could soon be using our brains as a universal controller. Forget developing cool mouses and keyboards. The way forward is much simpler and requires the simplicity of thought. Although Intel's Pittsburgh lab aimed in 2009 to develop brain implants that can control all sorts of gadgets directly via brainwaves by 2020, it is actually likely to take longer. They're envisioning using brain implants to do this, and while the idea of turning consumers into true cyborgs sounds creepy, who wouldn't want to effortlessly browse the internet using simple thoughts? Also, this technology will be life-changing for amputees. It would allow them to have fully functioning limbs and hands that can pick up and handle delicate objects. For example, Touch Bionics, the company that produces the Pro Digits hand, is able to install the hand for under $50,000. A small price to pay for a new hand, I think. The human brain is continually being researched, and even sleep manipulation and brain linking is looking like a scientific possibility. These technologies are clearly in their infancy, but they exist in some form. Which is your favourite, and which one do you want to be available today? Thanks for watching, and subscribe to Be Amazed.